podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
You are listening to the Cricket Corner podcast with me, Vatsal Vora. This is the Cricket Corner podcast. My name is Vatsal Vora, and this is a podcast where we talk about all things Indian cricket. So if you think this is your thing, then why don't you just subscribe to the YouTube channel or press the follow button on Spotify or Apple Podcast. And yes, without doing much of self-promo, let's get into the game, because India have just played their first game in the Super 8 stage of the T20 World Cup being held in the Caribbean and the United States. And they have beaten Afghanistan by 47 runs, thanks to none other than Jasprit Bumrah once again. That human being is a Superman for Team India. And if India happen to win this T20 World Cup, it is looking very, very likely that it would be down to Jasprit Bumrah's brilliance. And even if India don't win this World Cup, I can very, very surely say that he would be the man of the tournament. He has been outstanding in this tournament. Once again, he's shown his quality yet again in this tournament, yet again in a crucial match. And India have prevailed with a 47-run victory. Having won the toss, decided to bat first, India posted 181 for the loss of 8 wickets from their quota of 20 overs. And in response, Afghanistan were bundled out for just 134, which meant India recorded a routine win. Usually when a team wins the toss and chooses to bat first, and that particular team wins, we start by talking about the batting side of things. Yes, there were some very, very crucial knocks with the bat, the likes of Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya. But I want to start by talking about the bowling, because prior to the start of the Super 8 stage of this tournament, I recorded a podcast, where I said that the game against Afghanistan could be a tricky one, because Afghanistan were coming on the back of some good cricket in the group stages, most notably thrashing New Zealand all the way in the first week of the tournament. But since then, they did have that heavy defeat to host West Indies coming into this Super 8 game against India. But on paper, playing in a slow, sluggish West Indies pitch with the likes of Noor Ahmed and Rashid Khan, Mohammad Nabi and sorts, it felt like India could be... This might not be that straightforward as far as the Indian side are concerned, but I think all those issues were put in the sideline once Jasprit Bumrah showed his class. The opposition bowlers can have all the tricks in the book, but India have the biggest ace in T20 cricket, and that is Jasprit Bumrah. And I think it's now almost like a formality that he would produce the goods. And sometimes Team India might just take things for granted, that regardless of the X bowler or the Y bowler going for runs, we know for a fact that Jasprit Bumrah is not going to go for runs. He's going to give you those crucial wickets. And it is like time and time again, you can foresee the future, and that future actually happens. And that is exactly how things have happened in this particular game. As I mentioned, Afghanistan were bowled out for just 134, and Jasprit Bumrah was the star of the show. 4 overs, 1 maiden, 7 runs conceded and 3 wickets picked, and an economy rate of just 1.8. Those are the kind of numbers you'll be proud of if you are playing a test match. You will be over the moon if you have such kind of numbers in a one-day international game. But this is a 1.8 economy spell in a T20 World Cup game against one of the fastest rising... They are no longer an associate nation anymore. One of the fastest rising and a very, very good Afghanistan side. To produce such numbers is just outstanding. And he picks up important wickets. He picked up Zazai in the very second ball when he was thrown upon. For those of you who don't know, Kuldeep Yadav was given this game in place of Mohammad Siraj. That meant It was Jasprit Bumrah sharing the new ball with Arshdeep Singh, gets Zazai early, then gets Najibullah in the middle overs, and then I think he also picked up the wicket of Rahmadullah Gurbaz. I think it was Rahmadullah Gurbaz he picked up in the first over and not Zazai. And I think that was very, very crucial because Gurbaz, us Indians have known, can be really, really dangerous. We've seen him do the goods in the IPL time and time again. He's coming in the back at the back of title winning KKR side. He was always supposed to do well, and getting him early on, then picking up the wicket of Zazai, and then getting the wicket of Najibullah when he looked like he might just change gears. I think the 3 wickets he picked were outstanding, and that is something I really, really like about Jasprit Bumrah. You can throw in the ball at any given point in the game and he will produce the goods. Usually the Indian captain Rohit Sharma gives him 2 overs up front, 1 in the middle over and 1 towards the end, and I think that formula suits Jasprit Bumrah really, really well, and he gets you the crucial wickets. And another mesmerizing display from Bumrah himself. I think this is the second time India have won the game largely thanks to Bumrah. I think the game against Pakistan was the one where he bowled really well as well, picking up that important wicket of Mohammad Rizwan on that occasion. But I think this is more like a Jasprit Bumrah episode and not a Team India episode, but it is what it is in the end. Indian batting was looking shaky, but when you have such lethal bowling attack, you can almost that can just be thrown under the carpet in a way, because you know for a fact that your bowlers are going to win you games. So in the end, it doesn't really matter, does it? However, it's not just Bumrah who picked up 3 wickets. Arshdeep Singh himself picked up 3 wickets, 3 for 36. He was quite expensive in the grand scheme of things, in relative terms. He picked up 3 wickets. Bumrah, as I've mentioned countless times already, he picked up 3 wickets as well. Akshar Patel picking up 1 wicket. Kuldeep Yadav in his first game of this tournament picked up 2, and Ravindra Jadeja finally coming good with the ball and picking up 1 solitary wicket as well. I think Afghanistan would look back and sense that they were never really in this game, because Jasprit Bumrah was sharing the new ball with Arshdeep Singh and he picked up 2 very, very important wickets early doors. When he started his second over, the Afghanistan side were already 23 for 3 and had lost 3 important wickets in the form of Rahmadullah Gurbaz, Ibrahim Zadran and Zazai. So I think those 3 are the backbone of this Afghanistan side in this World Cup, that they give them a good start and then their bowlers win them the matches. But unfortunately for them, the Indian bowling was just too good with the new ball, and they put on the brakes really, really early, not allowing Afghanistan to get to generate a comeback in this particular game. It was a clinical performance, as I mentioned, which resulted in a 47-run victory over Afghanistan. But I think we should also talk about the Indian batting now, because the bowling is taking care of itself. Arshdeep Singh is picking wickets. Bumrah is just outstanding. He is the superhuman in this squad. He is the talisman. You are getting wickets off your spinners as well. You got wickets from Akshar Patel. Kuldeep Yadav's picking up 2 wickets in his very first match. Jadeja is back amongst the wickets. Hardik Pandya is the only bowler who did not get a wicket today, but he has been excellent prior to this game with the ball. Today he came good with the bat as well, and we're going to talk about him in just a moment. So the bowling is looking really, really good. The Indian worry now is the top order, the batting, but in particularly the top order. Now, what do they do with Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli? It is now the 4th game in which both of them have contributed very little with the bat, particularly Virat Kohli, who didn't have a double-digit score right up until today. Today he did manage 24, but he's scoring 24 of 24 balls at a strike rate of 100, just 1-6 along the way. That is not the kind of Virat Kohli innings we want to see when he's opening the innings. You want a kind of opener who is not worried to lose his wicket. Now the issue with Team India, from what I can see from the outside, is Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli are the two biggest wickets the opposition can get whilst facing Team India. And I think both of them don't want to lose their wicket. That is why they're playing conservative cricket. Now, I think many cricketing experts have told this time and time again. I'm not joining those cricketing experts by any stretch of imagination, but I have said this time and time again as well, that in T20 cricket, if you are batting in the top two, let's say not the top three, let's say you are the opener, you cannot play conservative cricket. You cannot think that I want to build my innings, I want to play until the 15th over, then I'll take my chances. That is just not going to happen. I think Rohit Sharma, yes, he just scored 8 runs of 13 deliveries, not the kind of innings you want Rohit Sharma to play. He was not looking comfortable out there in the middle. And then he tries to play a big shot of Fazala Farooqi, doesn't time it at all, and it got straight into the hands of Rashid Khan, who was, I think, standing within the 30-yard circle. So that is not it. I think if India just feel like this is the combination we want to play, we want someone like Shivam Dube playing there in the middle order. Yes, he's not contributed with the bat himself, but we want him just as, let's say, a 6th bowling option. And then you are not going to accommodate someone like Yashasvi Jaiswal in the squad. Why don't you just open with Rishabh Pant? Because, yes, granted, Rishabh Pant has never opened in T20 cricket, but he's coming in the power play to bat because one of the openers has been dismissed within the first couple of overs anyway. So why don't you just give him the freedom from the very first delivery? He is someone who is looking to play aggressive, fearless cricket. Why don't you just open with him along with Rohit Sharma, give Virat Kohli the comfort of number 3 where he's been excellent throughout his career? Why don't you just make that change if you are not looking to play someone like Yashasvi Jaiswal? Similar to Yashasvi Jaiswal, he is also a left-hander in Rishabh Pant. He's playing attacking cricket. He doesn't mind losing his wicket in 10 balls or after the first 10 overs. So I think that is something Team India can really think about doing. I think if you play someone like Rishabh Pant, you open with someone like him, let's say, it gives Rohit Sharma that confidence that yes, I can build my innings. I think I'll give the example of England over here, and because this is exactly how I want India to play. England open with Phil Salt and Joss Butler. Now we all know for a fact that Phil Salt will go from ball 1, while Joss Butler requires those 6 or 7 deliveries to get his eye in. Once he gets that eye in, he's quite lethal. But Phil Salt, he'll either hit out or he'll get out. Then you have someone like Johnny Bairstow coming in, who is a player of very similar kind of caliber. Will Jacks, very similar. So that allows your main batter to get an eye in, because I'm not expecting every batter to be comfortable to start hitting from ball number 1. So that is just my thought in the end. In the end, India did post 181, and I think we should address the elephant in the room, and that is Surya Kumar Yadav. I think Sky is a kind of player who divides opinion. People have said that time and time again that he plays when the stocks are not very high. When the stocks are very high, he's not someone you can trust upon. I think the stocks were relatively high when he came out to bat. India were 54 for 2. They had lost Rohit Sharma and Rishabh Pant, and then he joins Virat Kohli. Just 8 runs later, they lose Virat Kohli himself. So it's 62 for 3. Slight bother if you personally ask me, because prior to this match, the middle order has not really contributed with the bat. The likes of Sky, Dube have not, and Hardik Pandya himself has not done much. So there was a pressure situation as far as the Indian team is concerned, but I think Sky lived up to the expectations really well, and he scored a breathtaking 53 of just 28 deliveries, 5 fours and 3 sixes along the way. I think Sky has given a lot of confidence not only to the Indian management but to the Indian fans as well, who are watching it from the outside, that yes, he is still that same Surya Kumar Yadav who will give you those quick fire runs, play those audacious shots behind fine leg or over deep square leg, even though the ball is pitched outside off stump. I think he did that today as well when he slog swept slog swept a ball right outside off stump over deep square leg or something. So I think this is really reassuring that he is returned back into the back to form. Now, granted, players don't usually come back into form after playing just one good innings, but I think sometimes that's the starting point. And I think whoever had question marks surrounding whether Surya Kumar Yadav is fit to play these big matches, I think they have been put back in their place really well. And I always trusted my boy Sky, and I think he's delivered yet again, this time on a big stage. And really happy with Sky's batting. Hardik Pandya was brilliant alongside Surya Kumar Yadav himself. 32 of 24 deliveries, strike rate of just 133, but I think it was a very sensible innings from Hardik Pandya. He knew that Sky is the player who is going to give you those quick fire runs, so there is no point in him doing the same. He wanted to save an end, let Sky do the hitting from the other end, and he himself then started to score some big runs. Pandya himself scored 3 fours and 2 mammoth sixes as well. So I think if you want to look into positives from this particular match, there are 3 of them: Jasprit Bumrah, Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya. Hardik Pandya is that genuine all-rounder which India really wanted heading into this tournament. Yes, he did not pick up any wickets today, but he did contribute with the bat. Now imagine how important someone like Hardik Pandya could be when he even starts picking up wickets and gets these cameo innings of 25-30 here and there. So I'm really happy with how good Surya Kumar Yadav and Hardik Pandya were today. I think if you look at their partnership for the 5th wicket, it was 60 of 37 deliveries, so you can say a 16-run partnership of 6.1 overs. I think that's about right on these kind of sluggish West Indies pitches. So in the end, it was a very commendable display with the bat from the middle order, who has not really fired for Team India in this particular tournament. As far as the Afghanistan bowling is concerned, you have to tip your hat to someone for someone like Rashid Khan. He was excellent himself. 3 for 26 for Rashid Khan. Fazal Farooqi, the leading wicket taker in this particular tournament, continues to take wickets. Yeah, he picked up 3 wickets, conceded 33 runs himself. He picked up important wickets up and down the Indian batting order. He picked up the wicket of Ravindra Jadeja there, and he started the wicket taking thing by picking up Rohit Sharma early doors, and then he picked up the important wicket of Surya Kumar Yadav as well. So Fazal Farooqi is really having a very good tournament. Rashid Khan seems to be almost back to his best from that injury. This IPL was relatively disappointing because he had just recovered from a freakish injury, but now he feels fit. He's good in the field as well, and he's picking up wickets whilst remaining economical. So, but despite the shortcomings at the top of the order, there are no real shortcomings as far as Team India's bowling is concerned. And once again, it's Jasprit Bumrah who has carried India to 2 points in their opening Super 8 match. What does this mean for Team India heading into the tournament? Well, this was the first game of Group 1 in the Super 8 stages. So Australia and Bangladesh are yet to play at the time of recording this podcast. I think they're playing later tonight or tomorrow morning if you are listening this in India. India's next match is on the 22nd of June. So in 2 days' time, they face Bangladesh. I think this should yet again be a relatively straightforward victory as far as Team India are concerned. Could this be one of those games where you can afford to rest someone like Jasprit Bumrah because he's been bowling 4 overs for almost the past couple of weeks? Can you afford him a rest? I think you can, but will Indian management take that call? I am not quite sure, because just 2 days after that they are playing Australia. But if India managed to beat Bangladesh, I think their qualification to the semi-finals is almost certain. I still back my prediction that India are going to win the T20 World Cup, but only time will tell whether that prediction is going to come true or not. My prediction is solely based on the form that Jasprit Bumrah has shown in this particular tournament. Let me just quickly search if I can find Jasprit Bumrah's exact numbers in this particular tournament, but yeah, it is what it is in the end, because Jasprit Bumrah has been exceptional. I think he probably has one of the better strike rates, one of the better economy rates in this particular tournament. I think he is going to be the star that takes India to their first T20 World Cup title since 2007. So that is it from me. A relatively straightforward podcast for a relatively straightforward Indian win. I am happy. I'm sure the listeners, you guys are happy as well, provided you are Indian fans, that is. But yeah, let me know your thoughts about the game in the comment section. You can even tweet it at me. I think your Twitter account and all the other relevant links are in the description box, so make sure you check them out as well. Yeah, so for the time being, this is me, Vatsal Vora, signing off. Ciao for now.
Sports Social Podcast Network.